Hey guys, Mr. Junior, we're going to get started with our lesson today. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you. All right, so we're going to go pretty quick through this. There's not much difference to what you've done before. So today we're going to solve for variables on both sides of an equation. So we're going to solve equations when there are variables on both sides. So you'll see we solve our normal equation. A one variable equation is when we only have one variable. So right here you can see in our example, we just have an x. So this is very similar to what we've done before already this year, except we only had variable on one side. We only had a variable on one side. So with this, the very first thing we're going to need to do is just move the variable to the other side. Other than that, we are going to do everything else like we've already done throughout this whole year. So what we do here, I like to build a wall just so that way I know what goes on each side. So the first thing I need to do is I need to move the variable to, I need all my variables on one side. So I'm going to do that the same way I would move constants like we're used to. I'm just going to think a little bit differently here. So I see I have a 4x and I see I have a 6x. I like to deal with positives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the smaller number over. Okay, so I'm subtracting the smaller number over. 4 is smaller than 6. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 4x. If I do it to one side, I do it to the other. So it's very important we're moving the x with it as well. Over here, we're going to have a zero pair, meaning there's nothing left. The 5 is still over here. That is equal to 6x minus 4x, which is 2x, and then keep the minus 7. So from here, this just looks like our normal two-step equation that we're used to. We're going to solve this out. First, I need to move the constant. Doing it the same way, so 2x is equal to 12. I'm just going to draw this up over here. Yes, I flipped them, but it's not going to matter there. Divide by 2, x is equal to 6. That's we should have x is equal to 6 here. Go ahead and pause your video, and I want you to work on the one on the right. All right, so one on the right, I'm going to do this one with you. Build the wall. We need to move our variables. I see we have 7x, and now we have a 3x. 3 is smaller than 7, so I'm going to do the opposite here and subtract that over here. That way I'm dealing with only positives. 7 minus 3 is 4x. Keep the minus 13, which is now equal to just 3. Now I'm going to go solve this out the rest of the way. Add 13, add 13. 4x is equal to 16, divide by 4, x is equal to 4. So this is really the same exact stuff we've been doing. We're just adding one step before we're used to, and it's just going to be moving our variables on the same side. So we have to move variables now as well. That is our only difference here. All right, moving on. So same thing, we're going to solve for m. Thinking is going to be a little bit different this time. So I have 9m minus 52 is equal to negative 11m plus 8. So over here, what I'm going to do is I see I have a positive and a negative. So I have a positive m and I have a negative m. What I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to add the negative because I know adding is the opposite. I want to keep everything positive if I can. So I'm going to add 11m. I'm going to do it to both sides. So now we're going to have 20m minus 52 is equal to 8. Add 52, add 52. 20m is equal to 60. We'll divide by 20 on both sides. We do it to the one side, we have to do it to the other. M is now equal to 3. So go ahead and pause your video, work on the one on the right. All right, here we go. So what we're going to do, build the wall. I need variables on the same side. I have a positive one and I have a negative one. So I'm going to add the negative. So we're left with 43 is equal to 12p minus 5. Add 5, add 5. We get 48 is equal to 12p. Divide by 12, divide by 12. P is equal to 4. All right, guys, so that's all we're going to do today. We're just expanding on what we know just a little bit and help to prepare you for 8th grade. You're going to see a lot of stuff like this in 8th grade, so this is kind of a preparation to get you ready for that, just to kind of expose you to it. When you're working your independent practice, you're going to want to pause and come back and reference this because it is short. Okay, it's short and it's quick, so if you get stuck, go back, join tutorial, whatever you need to do. That way we can get you all the help you need. So go ahead and do your best, and if you need help, just come and see me.